Right. A little sign over a note like this says that this note underneath that is the highest note on the bar. We're gonna speed up. Yeah. Okay. So it's gonna go 1 2 1 2 1 2 3.
So a lot of you have a lot of dreams. Obviously, that's why you're at the university. I am certain that the teachers had something to do with the students. But at some point in life, you must begin to listen to yourself. You must take the knowledge that the school offers you or the teacher offers you, and you must progress it. You have to have original thoughts. If you believe in yourself, if you have a dream, and if this dream is powered with passion and love for what you do, there is no way that you will not succeed.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. He's a self-taught composer, has perfect pitch, and his music is constantly evolving. Yanni is with us live, answering your questions. And you know what, Yanni? We're just going to get straight to another live question, if that's okay with you. All right, perfect. Victor from Mexico, you have used a lot of violins in your previous work, but not very much on your new album, Truth of Touch. Why did you go in this direction?
That's a great.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because I felt like it. I just, sometimes that's the way my soul wanted to speak. Those were the emotions that I needed to express. Like in Truth of Touch, the rhythmic content is a little more defined than the previous albums. It's a little more dominant. And I felt like it. I felt like kicking out a little bit.
Is it something that happens personally in your life that it kind of changes you, do you think?
Of course. Everything it has to do with you. When you're creating, it comes from everything inside you. It's like who you are determines what you're going to create.
Well, take, for example, Voices, when you decided to use lyrics, and you never used lyrics before. What was the why change?
It was a great opportunity to breathe, what do you call it, breath of fresh air in the attic, just
shake things up a little bit?
Yeah, I get out of my skin a little bit and approach music from a different angle. It's not that far away anyway. A voice is an instrument, and it's actually the most expressive instrument known to man. It's just the best. You add the content of lyrics adds more. It's an additive process.
Was that hard for you to they write to your music? You let them write to your music?
They wrote, it was a combination. A lot of the music comes from my old stuff. Some of it was new. I collaborated with different composers. They wrote the lyrics because I don't write lyrics. But I approved them. I had to approve them. The song had to retain its original soul. I watched for that. I was going to say, one of the problems with lyrics is that if your message is dependent, or half of your message is dependent on your lyrics, and you take it to a different country, that part of the message of the song is lost.
Yeah, it only gets to one area,
Exactly.
And your music before was in every country. That's why you have fans from around the world. Do you think that's part of the reason, is because people get to put their own lyrics to your music?
It is part of the reason, for sure. I think you can reach a lot more people with instrumental music. And I think it's, if it's done well, and I'm not implying that I'm doing it well, but
He's doing it well.
If it's done well, it will do its job. It breaks through, and you really, I can reach, and in 1 second I can play 2 notes and I can pull a string on your heart. It's that quick. And you can actually, it's not strange. I mean, if you watch movies, like in 2 seconds with a particular choice of a sound or a rhythm, make you move. It's so quick.
Okay, I was going to get straight to a fan question, but I can't. I have to ask this question.
Why am I worried?
Film, Hollywood. I mean, are you going to maybe compose more for films?
When I get older.
When you get older? Now.
I know. I've been asked many times.
We're going to have to wait too long. You're too young, so...
We might. Actually, there's a couple of things that look promising right now, but I won't be scoring movies on a regular basis. I will pick up projects that I love. If I find a project that I love, then I will score it.
So it's safe to say he's not going Hollywood yet?
Not yet. There's a couple of ideas for the near future. It's possible. I've done movies before, I just haven't done a lot of them.
All right. Okay, let's get to a fan question. Mustafa, and from Egypt, and excuse me, all of you, if I mispronounce your name. I just want, I'm trying my very best. Yanni, you are the best. I like all of your music, and I have all of your albums. I found myself because of your music. I am Egyptian and want you to come to Egypt. Do you know how much you are loved and adored here? We want you, Yanni, in Egypt. The Egyptian people demand a concert for Yanni to celebrate the success of their revolution with them. Please, Yanni, come to Egypt. Wow, I got chills from that one.
Oh, me too. Wow. Yes, I will. I would be honored to come to Egypt. It would be an amazing thing to do. I've been following the events in the Middle East, like the rest of us, very, very closely. And I have been very moved by their courage, their actually wisdom too. Their wisdom, the way they handled their situation.
Strength.
I'm very happy that the voice of the people of Egypt has been heard, and I hope they get to take their country where they want to take it. And I think the whole world is watching, and we're all very happy for it. And yes, I would love to come over there and celebrate with you.
I like that. Okay, let's get to another one. Patricia in Brazil, at the beginning when you started to write your music and to do your first shows, did you ever imagine that your music would bring so many benefits to so many people? For example, people who have been cured of depression, cancer, doing treatments, where was your songs were used in their treatment. Did you ever think that?
No, actually I didn't. I studied writing music because I loved doing it. I had a passion for it, and my soul needed it. My music heals me. It takes my depression away. If I get depressed and I start working on music, it has the same effects that it has on the fans. It wasn't until years later when I started getting, and we're talking tens of thousands of letters, of people using the music to overcome horrible situations in their lives, like the loss of a loved one, going through chemotherapy, or a guy that I met him too. This man, this long hair, he was a biker with tattoos and fell on a motorcycle. He was paralyzed, the waist down, 2 years of surgeries, the whole thing. He said if it wasn't for my music, he would have never made it. He got off the pain pills because of the music. He used it, and he wanted to meet me and hug me. And I just, these are real people. And to think, you can't set forth to write music to do that. But I think because I'm an optimistic human being, because of the way I was raised, maybe the sum of my experiences, the way my soul likes to speak, has that effect on people, on some people. But apparently a lot of them. There's
a lot of them, yeah. It's not just some people.
It touches my heart, though. It's just like, it's awesome.
But even on yourself, you said that your music affects you. You took a sabbatical for a while. You stopped playing. How was that? Was that life-changing for you? Why did you stop playing, and why did you decide to come back?
That's a long.
Well, we have plenty of time.
I'll make it as short as I can. Yeah, it was around '98 when I did the longest tour of my career, and it was the most successful tour I've done. I think we did about 120 concerts.
Wow.
And we had been through the Taj Mahal, the Forbidden City, and those they take their toll. And I just decided, just stop. I wanted to find out if there was another Yanni besides the Yanni who writes music.
And was there?
And yes, it took me a long time. It was very scary. And just like every brave young man, when they get scared, what do? They run home.
Of course they do.
So I ran to my house in Greece with mom and dad and stayed there long enough. I was going through pretty severe depression too at the time.
Did you know that you were going through depression at the time, or did you realize it after, that I think I was depressed?
Oh, I realized it because it's painful. It's like I lost the optimism for the future, which I've never felt that in my life. That scared me. I thought, okay, you're working too hard. The demands are too many. You've overdone it. You crossed the line.
Yeah.
Me, I have to go up against the line. You
gotta push it.
How are you going to know where the line is unless you cross it?
That's a good point.
So I crossed it, and it hurt. But I stayed in Greece with my father, and we talked and talked and talked until I began waking up in the morning and feeling at peace. I wasn't in pain anymore when I woke up. No drugs. Didn't take a thing. Well, a little wine with my dad at night.
That's okay.
And
that's remarkable.
I just took it on. It's the best way to take pain. You take it head on, and it goes away faster.
Yeah, but it hurts.
Oh, yes. But remember the swimming?
Yes.
I can take it.
And the touring, by the way.
All of that. It's all related. If you really look at it as it's developed over a period of 30 years or 35 years, it's like it's all related in the end.
And trust me, we're all glad you came back from that sabbatical. And, but it's good that you recognized it, went back home. I love that.
It saved me. It actually, and then all of a sudden I traveled. I went back to the countries that I had toured, that I barely had seen. Because
right, you go in, you're in and out.
In and out. You don't get to even open and close the Panama Canal. Can you imagine that?
I can't believe you said no to that. I'm still upset. I still can't get my head wrapped around that.
I'll get around to it.
You promised. Okay, let's get to another live question. Nick from the USA. How do you feel about people in the music industry controlling your music?
I don't know exactly where the question. I'm sorry, I apologize, Nick. But controlling my music, meaning I don't understand.
Well, I would say, how do you feel about people in the music industry, the way that they are controlling music, or at least trying to control music? Maybe the way it's distributed.
Oh, all of that. There's not a whole lot I can do about it. There's right now. I don't know if he's referring to the internet or, but I can tell you one thing, that most of my albums, after the first 2 or 3 albums, I think I had complete control over everything. The cover, the material, the record company never could say no. They could have an opinion, but...
But you're Yanni.
Yeah, that was... Back then I wasn't Yanni, I was just starting, but I realized that I don't want anyone to go in there and start changing things. And I don't like people messing with my art. So I had total control over everything I've ever done. Once it leaves me, it's a baby, You send it out to the world, then it just goes out there and it's out of your hands.
I saw that with you, by the way, today, when you're like, okay, let's look at this angle, let's look at this, I mean, you know what you're doing, and then you go, okay, I'm not going to fuss anymore, the rest is with you guys, you know what you're doing. You relinquish control. I'm trying to learn how to do that, so I learned from you by that. I was like, wow, okay. But that was very insightful, by the way, just that whole process. Okay, we're going to go to another live question. And not quite sure who it's from. Victoria Trilling. No, this one came in from your Twitter, actually. Who is your favorite artist?
Oh, God. I have a lot of favorite artists. I can't, I've got to tell you something. I love Led Zeppelin. I used to listen to Yes, and I loved Bach when I was a kid. I don't know why. 7, 8-year-old kid, I loved listening to Bach. Chopin, Beethoven, Mozart. I like him. He's okay.
Mozart's okay. Yeah, He's all right. I think the same.
But I also like